Right guys, welcome back to the channel Into the Garden. Today's video just going to be doing our sort of early spring or early April tour. May end up doing one at the end of April if more does come out. But for now guys, stick with us as we go around and just show you some of the things that have come out for the year so far and some of the updates as well. Just as we go along here guys, on the first bed, you can just see here we've got the Trachycarpus fortunei palm. Down underneath guys, we've got the kind of sedums and blue spruces that we added here last year, and you can see guys they have spread quite nicely. You've got a heuchera down there, and of course one of the hellebores here as well that has put out some flowers for the sort of early kind of February. Just as I come around here guys, and I apologize on the light, hopefully it doesn't affect the video too much here. Just down here guys, and I'll see if I can get in, you can just see that is the pink that is the black sapphire gecko colocasia that's just starting to poke up. I've overwintered that one in the cupboard, but again it has done all right compared to the other one, which did turn to mush. We'll just see if that does start to come out as the soil starts to warm. Just coming up here guys, you can see now the camellias have come out lovely. Really nice size flowers on these. Just as I come this way, just to kind of show you the side view, you can just see going up here and off the back guys, the red camellias have come out as well. We'll get another angle of those as we come around, but certainly since the last video guys, these have all come out lovely. You may remember these were just coming into bud at the time here, so nice to see that it has kind of fully come out now. Still lots more on the way there. Just as we come into the center bed here guys, again let me just see if I can come to this angle, might be better on the light. So here guys, we've got the Trachycarpus fortunei palm, another one that was planted last year, has done well over winter. You know, with these guys I don't expect much problems with the Trachycarpus palms here in the UK. When they are new guys, always best to keep them well watered for the first year at least, just as they kind of look to spread out their roots. Just coming down here guys, the Waggy Princeps cross has done really well. Now this was under cover throughout the winter, so it had sort of the glass covering you may have seen on it. That was the only protection it has, and really just because of the size of the plant, when it gets a bit larger guys, I'm hoping I won't need to sort of offer that much protection on it at all. Just down here guys, we've got lots of the Muscari coming out, which you can just see down here, kind of a nice kind of view as you look down. Great for kind of spring flowers. These come up every year. Again, these were actually in the ground you know, before we moved in, so it's kind of one that's been a perennial for us since we've had the garden. Next to that guys, we've got the Solomon seal, as well as the bluebells just starting to come up here as well. Just coming into the middle guys, the azalea, now this is the pink variant, is just starting to put out some of its buds here, you can just see. Again, there's one tiny one just in there, you can just see starting to come out. This comes out lovely show in the spring. I find the azaleas are really nice kind of paired with your tropicals, again with it being a hardy evergreen as well. Just behind that guys, you've got your white variant of the azalea, another nice flower on that one. Again, that's kind of more of a May time I find with the azaleas, is when I kind of get the kind of flower show with those. But of course guys, we've kind of layered the garden so that we have flowers and interest all year round. Just turning this way before we go down guys, you can just see here, and if I come to the front so we can get the light right, just see here guys, we've got another one of the small Trachycarpus fortunei. Now I've got lots of these in the garden, got a great offer on them last year, so picked up approximately 10 of those, again to add some again overhead cover eventually on the garden. Just down here guys, you can see one of the Diropterus ferns, and that's next to our little irrigation cable we've had in there. Coming around here guys, we'll just come in, hopefully the light gets a bit better here. You can see the more Muscari down here. We've also got the yucca coming up here. Great sort of stem on that trunk, if you will, and you can just see, if I get in there, those little kind of snaky things on it. That's your aerial root, so always good to kind of water the ground and the actual sort of head of the plant as well. Next to that, guys, Brunneras come up really nice this year. You can see all the little flowers on it as well. Great little plant. I love the kind of variegation and type of leaf that you get with these. Really nice contrast next to some of your tropical plants. The Musabastu, guys, that we had wrapped for the year. Now, of course, you can see here has just started to kind of put out a leaf. We unwrapped these probably about 3-4 weeks ago. There is a video on the channel if you're interested to kind of see these when they first were unwrapped. Certainly check that out if you haven't seen that one yet. Down here, guys, we've got the Trachycarpus princeps cross. Not really much movement on this one. This did have an overhead cover, but you can see starting to get that kind of little bit of a blue underneath the leaves there. Always nice to see on that one. Next to that, guys, and apologies here, we've got a little bit of overgrowth. The roses starting to come back out. Again, I'm not huge on the roses, guys, but I do have a few dotted around the garden. You know, I do have some of the traditional sort of English garden, if you will. Just coming back off to the front, guys, next to this one here, this is your cordyline. You can see a little bit of winter damage on it. You're going to hope that grows out. I do find the kind of the first year for me in my garden, they do struggle a bit, but you know, after that, once they've kind of come back up again, seems to be absolutely fine. Just into the middle, guys. Now, this is our 4-foot Dixonia Antarctica tree fern. Apologies on the wind here. Just come in and take a quick look at that. We do have some new fronds coming out, which I'll see if I can just show you here. Be very gentle. And you just see in the center there, quite a few new ones coming up, guys. So really pleased with that. I think it's going to have a lovely show this year. One thing to mention, guys, is we in the UK at the moment, we have had essentially kind of the driest March on record, depending on where you are in the UK. So if you haven't kind of got out and started watering yet, maybe the time to start doing so. You know, with all this kind of nice weather we've been having, it is kind of drying out the ground and plants quite quickly. So just bear that in mind. Just down here, guys, if you take a quick look, we've got the yucca, the patch of the yuccas. This has been historically here in the garden for quite a long time. Does flower sort of every May, June time. Really lovely plant on that, and one if you don't have any yuccas in your garden, certainly consider getting some. Just in the middle here, guys, to carry on, this is our Pieris, and you can see, guys, really love the colors on this. You know, all the new leaf comes out with this kind of fiery red here, and I think it makes such a, you know, nice contrast in the garden. Just coming a look, guys, flower wise, lots of these sort of dainty small little flower clumps, but again, a nice kind of contrast, especially for this time of year. A lot of sort of spring interest, if you will. Just in the middle, guys, we've got the Musa sycamensis, or Bengal banana. With this one here, you can see, guys, I've had to chop it back a little bit more, but since I've done that yesterday, that's how much growth's come out in a day. So, you know, we're talking about half an inch has come up since I've chopped that yesterday. And we do have some little pups, which you can see here, guys, are also starting to put out a little bit of growth as well. So really happy to see that one here, guys. Just as we come around on the center bed to complete that, we've got the bamboo grass looking a bit tatty. Again, not sure what to do with that one here. If you guys do have any suggestions of what would be nice in this kind of center bed, this bed has kind of been designed as like the showcase bed. I've tried to put, you know, some of the more interesting stuff into here. Following along, guys, and just see if I can get the light right again. You can just see here, guys, this is our triple trunk Chamaerops humilis, or European fan palm. And again, I'll try and get down in the light here so it's a little bit better. You can see lovely trunks on those, really good size. Sails through absolutely fine every year. And all the growth you're seeing here, guys, is pretty much all last year's growth. In the center as well, just to show you, we've got approximately sort of 7 to 10 new leaves coming out in a clump here, and that's on every one of these. So really doing well. Really pleased with that. Always a great kind of showpiece of the garden. Just as we come into here, guys, you can just see the sedum feature. We've got one of the aeoniums planted out here as well. You've got the sempervivum. Again, lovely kind of pretty colors on those, guys. Really love this, and this whole bed does come into flower within the next month or two, so very interesting to kind of see when it does kind of transform. Another one of the aeonium cuttings off the mother here, gone in, and again, at the moment, temperature wise, guys, it doesn't look like we're going to go much below 0 again, so, you know, I'm pretty happy I've started to kind of migrate some of the more tropical stuff out, if you will. Just as we come down here, guys, and we will take a look at the pond area in a minute, you've got your large Trachycarpus fortunei palm. Now this one has a bit of yellowing on it. I'm not sure if it's transplant shock or could be a nutrient deficiency, but you know, what we're going to do is kind of give it a bit of feed, and hopefully that has a good recovery this year. Just as we come down here before we go back over, you can just see, guys, we've got a new Trachycarpus Wagneranus palm that we picked up from B&M alongside one of the euphorbias, and I believe that one's the Ascot Rainbow. That was picked up very, very good price from B&M. It does appear, guys, and if you have a look here, see how it's kind of like bent and going that way? It's doing this on kind of all of the top of the buds here. It does appear when I got it heavily discounted that it may have sort of fallen over, pot had broken, it was all taped up. And as a result, it looks like the plant kind of started growing towards the light at that point. So hopefully it corrects itself along that side. Next to that, guys, we've got another one of the sedums. Now this one's new for me as well, and I love, you know, the color on this. Really, really nice. Again, sort of kind of stands out next to the color of the euphorbia there as well. We've also got one of the ferns planted here. Just one of the common ferns. I believe it's just to be a Diropterus. It is starting to come out, so always happy to see that. I think it will really fill in this kind of bed area here, which we'll take a look at when we come look at the pond. Just to come back this way, guys, and apologies for kind of spinning you around a bit. As we come back to this bed here, make our way down, you've got the hops have started to come back out. Now I know it just kind of looks like a ratty mess at the moment, but I do leave those there as its kind of own sort of natural trellis. But down at the bottom here, you can just see some of the leaves coming out. You've got the new kind of runners. Now these guys, I would say, can put out up to 3 to 4 feet of growth per day when they are in full growth. So I mean, really can explode with growth once it does come out. I've kind of kept it in this little area here, but it does have lovely flowers and that towards the end of the year. You got the clematis that's climbed up around it there, if you can just see right there, and that one will be coming out again. Lovely flowers on that. Just panning down here, guys, of course you got your standard kind of daffodils and whatnot. The Brunnera, again, really pretty showing on this. Love the kind of, again, the kind of contrast between leaves and things. Behind that, guys, just under here, we've got the blue fern, which is completely solid. Some green on it still. Now this was overwintered in the ground. It's been an experiment this year, so it'd be really interesting to kind of see you know, how that pans out, as it's really a house plant, but it did take a -6 degrees C in our garden this year. So hoping we can recommend that moving forward, guys, as one to try out in your garden. Just up here, and I think we'll have to get the angle from the other side just to kind of cover the light. So this is our purple rhododendron, and if we come down here, might get a better angle. So stepping back, this is the purple rhododendron here. Now this one, again, more of a Maytime flower, kind of aligns up with our azaleas, but again, you can see it's got lots of growth on it, so you know, expecting that to have a lovely show coming into the next month or two. Down here, guys, we've got the yucca cuttings. We've also got another of the small Trachycarpus fortunei palms just coming off the back here onto the mini golf course, and you can just see in there, guys, clematis has started to come out here, one that's generally kind of hidden for the year, but nice little pink purpley flowers on it. So you know, again, a little bit of interest for this tiny back corner here. Common roses, again, done really well, coming out again for the spring. Just as we come back here, guys, and I'll step back, this is another one of the camellias, and you can just see sort of full of color on that one. This plant really does such a pretty show in the spring. You know, I wouldn't be without my camellias here, and you can just see, I mean, it is packed full of flowers on that side. As we're on the mini golf course, guys, just pan around, you got another one of these small Trachycarpus fortunei, another one here alongside the heathers, and we'll just take a step back this way to catch the middle back bed here. As we pan through, guys, this is one of the chamaerops. Now, as you can see, guys, the Old leaves look really tatty. New leaves look perfectly fine, but I'm going to wait until those kind of die off and kind of trim that back and get that sort of all set up there as well. Just on here, guys, another one of the yucca cuttings. You've got the golden bamboo. It's done fairly well. I have discovered a runner, which is always worrying when you do. Just coming down here, guys. And as we come in, you've got your large yucca, which again typically puts out, you can see the old flower spikes there, typically puts out one in over the next couple months or so. Down in the center here, guys, we've got the kind of pink formium, done really well on that side. You know, these are a little bit more tender than your kind of green variant, so always good to see that that has made it through. Another one of the trunking yuccas there, kind of sailing away. As we come down towards the back, guys, the wisteria here has not really done too much. Got some buds coming out, so you know, expecting that will come out soon, but for now not really done too much, probably over the next month or two. The Ciboria, again, really nice growth on this. It is in sort of semi to almost full shade back here, so you know, for its position, I think it has done really well. This little back bed here, guys, you've got your rhododendron, one of the bamboos. Nothing huge to report back here, guys. You know, kind of standard growth, but everything has made it through okay. Another one of the small fatsias next to our tetrapanics, and you can see, guys, really start to wake up. You know, very small leaves at the moment here, but again, what I'm doing is just ensuring we're getting that well watered in now. Going to start sort of feeding over the next few weeks, and really hoping to see some huge growth on that one this year. Coming down to the middle, guys, got one of these small Musabastu clumps again. You can just see is starting to put out some leaf. So again, really pleased that that has made it through. Back into the center, guys, and we'll just hopefully get out of the light here. You've got your Aeonium. So this is your Aeonium Schwarzkopf, and this is the mother Aeonium. You can see it's got a reasonable sort of trunk on it. Pretty good size as well. Nice size rosettes, and lovely coloring on that. I've got it in the pot still, and that is just in case we do have any drastic changes in weather where I do need to bring that in again. Back here, guys, Cordyline. Done really well. Again, it's in a shaded position, so I'm not expecting much until it kind of gets over the shed. The Yucca Jewel, of course, you can see, guys, really done very well on that side. The other one is pretty much mush now, which I'll show you towards the end here. Another one of the Aeonium cuttings. You've got some more Sempervivums, and again, these are typically houseplant ones, but they have survived under cover out here. Coming back, trying not to fall over, we've got the Butia here, the Butia odorata, or capitata, done really well. Again, watered in really nicely. You know, always, you know, one of those kind of architectural plants in the garden here. Just coming along the back, guys, we'll come back on here. You just see our large Musabastu clump, which again, that's a 6-foot fence, so it's already well over the fence now. That was protected this year next to the clump that wasn't protected. Again, if you haven't seen that video, we've done sort of an experiment over this winter to compare protection methods. But again, really happy with that. New leaves coming out, but unfortunately the wind is just shredding them to pieces at the moment. Down here, guys, got another couple smaller yuccas in the back. You can just see there is a baby Trachycarpus palm. Again, this is kind of empty looking at the moment, this bed here, guys. The onset morelli typically will go into here. So we will make sure, and I'll just kind of show you very briefly what that looks like. Alright, guys, so here is the onset morelli. This was dry stored and overwintered in a cupboard. I've not put it out into the spot that I've just showed you yet due to the winds. I don't really want to damage any of these new leaves as they're coming out. Just let it get as much sort of energy as it can. Checked in the pot, guys, as well, and it does have signs of new roots. So if I just take a quick look in here, you can just see, if I move that aside, you can see right there. So really nice to see that that has started rooting again. Now I basically only brought this out over here now. The wind has started to pick up, so I'll be bringing this back inside. So once that goes in, guys, again, I'm going to be keeping it in the pot for a little while, just in this little hole here. One thing you may have seen, guys, you see this kind of yellow hosing that goes around. You can see a little bit of a black hose around there. This is our soaker system that we have, and it does actually run from the top of the house up there all the way down these beds to the back. So just to point that out, one kind of handy thing in the summer, guys, if you're on a more busier schedule, you know, worth investigating the irrigation and soaker lines, things like that. Large yucca here, guys, triple head one, great size trunk, put out a lot of pups from the bottom, and there is a flower spike coming up just in there, if you can see. So really looking forward to that coming out over the next month or two. Down at the bottom here, guys, you got your Persicaria Purple Fantasy, which is starting to make a move. Got a couple clumps around here. We'll be propagating that, putting it around the garden as well, guys. Just if I step back now, just to show you guys. So this area here that you can just see, not much going on here. This is where a playscape's going to be going. So this is going to be sat right behind our sort of 3-hole putting green. This little area here, guys, is a proposed new bed, but I'm waiting to see exactly how the playscape fits in here. You can also see, guys, that'll be next to the sand trap, which if I just come down here and try and show you, got that a little bit more cleaned out here. Again, just little features in the garden. The area is still heavily being worked on, as you can see, guys, so a little bit of mess here as well. But that's probably a good time to just mention our friend of the channel, Mark, over at My Tropical Garden UK. He has just put out a great video on his garden transformation part 1. So certainly, if you like seeing the way things turn out and watching things start to finish, great video for that. Certainly go and check that out after you watch this video. Of course, though, if you just look over here, where the pool ladders are, you can just see a rock-lined border there. That is going to be changed into another border to bring some color underneath the green bamboo that we've got there. Now, guys, green bamboo, done fantastic. Really sails away in my location. That growth is all last year's growth, and we do have some new culms coming up, but it hasn't really started moving yet. Again, I've started to heavily water that in now that it is coming into the warmer period here. Just as we come back here, guys, an area that we spoke about before in the last tour, if you were on it, is just here. That's one of the old tee boxes for the putting green. Going to be removing that. It'd be great to find something to sort of put in that area. Just as we come off the back here, guys, and apologies on the wind, coming down to the jungle pass, and you can just see a large Dicksonia, sorry, it's a 1-foot Dicksonia Antarctica tree fern. Lovely large fronds on that still. One of the ones that kind of did well this winter and saved its fronds. Just looking down the jungle path, guys, if I come down here, you can just see the heuchera, purple heuchera has done really well. The miscanthus grass is starting to kind of wake up. So this is your zebra grass. You can just see some of the variegation there. So really pleased with that. You've got another small azalea. The blue festucia grass. Again, these do well. I'm going to add more of these around the garden as well. Just down in the center here, guys, and I'll come show you from another angle as well. The baby Dicksonia, while it looks quite browned and frazzled, it does have some new fronds coming up. So, always pleased to see that that has kind of made it through. Just coming back into the pond section, guys, and you can just see here, guys, the stream area is starting to kind of come together as we take a look at it. You've got some of the Diropterus Felix Max trunks here. Now these hopefully will be sort of popping out some new fronds soon. Now just panning over here, guys, this is one of the projects that we did recently. So there's your Trachycarpus wagneranus, and you can just see here, guys, if I kind of get down, the kind of little stream system we've set up in here. Again, this, once it's all grown in, should really kind of cover that, and it will just be one of the kind of trickle features. Next to that, guys, which has been absolutely battered by the wind, is one of our baby onset morellis that made it through the winter dry stored. And again, next to that, we've got a Felix Mass head here. So really trying to pop the ferns out in this area, guys. I think around the kind of pond and everything else, I think the ferns will really kind of give us a little bit of that kind of jungle feel off the back here. Just as we come around here, and we'll go down the jungle path just to show you. Another area you can see, guys, is just down here. You can see we've added the base for a trickle stream, which will come off the back there and just down into the basin here where the floating pathway is. Again, guys, just showing you the small Dicksonia Antarctica. As you can see, a new leaf frond there, and another one coming up here. So, they are starting to wake up. I'm really pleased that the babies have got through for us. Taking a look, guys, the Washingtonia robusta. Now, this one, you can see up next to the fence, took quite a bit of leaf damage. I mean, that's kind of really browned off now. That one's bent and sort of browned. But the new center leaf, it does have some damage, but I'm just hoping that's going to kind of grow out. And the newest leaf prior to that is still green. So again, guys, it has made it through, let's say, but we're just going to see if that makes a sort of decent recovery on that side. Just looking back, guys, we've got the Musa Acumata Grand Nain, which just took heavy UV damage when it first came out. Again, I'm hoping back in this spot here, guys, it will start to grow. You know, a very inexpensive plant on that side, so I'm not, you know, not going to cry if it does not make it back here. But coming around, guys, got one of the Nadina cuttings just off the back of the pond area. And we look in, you can just see, guys, that is a new pink formium that's gone in there, hoping that that kind of fills out this back area. Underneath the red robin tree here, guys, we've got the 2-foot Dixonia Antarctica tree fern that is just starting to put out some new fronds. Now that one is new for me, so you know, it will be the first flush this year, so it'll be interesting to see how big the fronds do come out on that. Just as we come back this way, guys, just see here another one of the areas on the channel that was a project. Looking down now, guys, now this was set up kind of as a pondless waterfall, but I have kind of changed it, put a little bit more water in just to trial it out as a kind of mini pond, giving you the impression that it kind of runs out into this big pond here. Now, guys, these are made as sort of dry stream beds, so it gives you the impression that water was running down here, but these do have pumps in them, so that I will be able to turn it on if I want to and kind of see the water flow as well. So as we just look out across, guys, you can just see now, it's a little bit dark. I'll see if I can get it to focus in. That's the bed with the waggy, and I'll come over here just to briefly show you. That's the bed with the waggy. Again, you can see kind of all of that there. Looking across, guys, you've got your stream coming in, and as well as that, you can just see here, we put in another false stream there. Again, once this is all planted in and kind of filled out, it really should kind of, you know, look very jungly back there. We do have a new 2-foot Dixonia Antarctica coming, sorry, 18-inch Dixonia Antarctica coming. Should be here sort of any time now. Once that arrives, for anybody interested, guys, I will be putting out a video, you know, for anyone sort of new to tree ferns and you'd like to kind of understand from receiving it all the way up to, you know, what do you do first, basically. So just coming back here, guys, and I will briefly at the end just pan around and show you some of the large laburnums and things here. Coming back around, guys, just to show you. We've got the small Dixonia Antarctica putting out some new fronds, one of the first ones this year to kind of wake up, and you know, hopefully it does kind of keep chucking out some more. It does appear there's a couple more to come out in the bottom as well still, but unfortunately this old leaf here, guys, took damage from the cats once again, which is quite unfortunate. So you know, that's the only remainder of last year there. Just coming back here, guys, out to this bed. And you can just see the small Washingtonia clump. Does look like we lost kind of one of the small ones. It's still solid, so I'm going to let it kind of grow and maybe see if it does come back out. But took some damage, but it is starting to come back out a bit better now. As we come back into here, guys, another one of the trunking yuccas. Again, this is a double one next to each other, so it'll be interesting to see once that does start to put some height on. And as well here, guys, we've got the Fatsia polycarpa green fingers. New this year, so it'll be interesting to see how this grows. Got quite a good amount of decent growth on that as well, so very pleased on that side here, guys. The Chamaerops humilis, this one's kind of always hidden, but grown absolutely fine. No signs of damage from winter either on that side. And just as we pan around here, guys, bit of a mess, but this is where the a new bed will be going in. I've just kind of roughly laid these now just to get an idea of how that will look, but it should, guys, kind of close off this back area towards the pond here. Just as we come back around to the front, guys, just to show you here, I just come around down here, guys, just to show you some of the larger stuff. So off the back there, we've got the Nadina, you've got your big red robin, we've got the laburnum, golden chain tree. That's going up there, just starting to come out, guys. You can see the budula next to it all the way up there, and we've got the big bay tree as well. Now, guys, if you're made it this far, of course, thanks for watching. All of the projects and things on the channel, you know, certainly go check those out if you're looking to figure out how to maybe build a pond yourself or just some planting ideas. But I just wanted to kind of come back here, guys. Really, today's video, just to give you a brief overview. I know a bit of a longer video today, but with that said, guys, of course, if you're not subscribed, certainly feel free to do so. Join our amazing community. Check out the friends of the channel, as well as check out the pinned comment below. I will add a link to Mark's video of his garden transformation part 1. So certainly, guys, stay tuned. Keep an eye out for the new videos. And with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.